Shalom Israel. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rakakwadash, the Bawanas and the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to like out there doing this work of faith and labor of love and true sincerity. All right, and I just want to get into a quick topic. I want to entitle it, We Are Who We Say We Are. All right, I'm not going to be able to pull a lot of the scriptures while I'm on the road, but I want to start off with this scripture here in the book of Genesis, 49th chapter and verse 1. And it says, "And Jacob called unto his sons and said, Gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days." Now, when a lot of people will, read this, they'll take it in the context of, they just mean like the last days of their lives, or, of this generation or something like that. No, the Lord was talking about the end, the bittersweet end in which we're currently in now. That's what the Lord was referring to, and through these curses, or through the blessings that, through the blessings and through the curses is how we recognize who we are. And through, this chapter, Jacob let each of his sons know what would happen to each of them. And when they're talking about each of them, and it gets into, describing, how they will be, it was referring to each tribe. It's referring to each individual tribe, each individual family. Even though it's one big tribe, one big family, but, it's broken up in the 12 parts. And these facts still resonate clear until this day. And this is many of the reasons, along with so many other parts of the scriptures and through secular history, why we know that we're who we say we are, and we know that for a fact. And for Yahushua, as it describes some in the book of Revelations, as him being a man of woolly hair and his skin as a bronze, as a burnt in the fur, and assures that he was what? A very dark man, of the tribe of Judah. So we know that the Lord can't be, no devil, with pale skin. We know that he had to be a Jake. We know that he had to be an Israelite. And through the various references throughout the scriptures, men describe themselves as dark, and Job said, what? My skin is black upon me, and Solomon, mentioned how it was dark as the tents of Kedar. These different references, and when we go into the actual history of, like the Apocrypha, and looking at things like that and other documents that to support the biblical fact, it's clear as day that we are who we say we are. How else, or what else makes sense other than the northern tribes, which comprise of, our so-called Latino brothers, so-called different Native American brothers, Seminole Indians, so on and so forth. What else would make sense for them to be the lost tribes of Israel? For instance, how else did they get to this side of the world? When you go through the scriptures, how all of a sudden did it seem like the 10 tribes fell off the face of the earth? And after them being taken by the Assyrians, all right, they were never really spoken of like that throughout the rest of the scriptures. After that point of time within history, where did they go? Did they fall off the face of the earth? But yet, around the time of Columbus, now you find all of these indigenous people over here, and you never knew that before. Well, how did they get here? Were they always just here? And and like I said, you got the various references throughout secular history. I'm trying to think of some of the other books of secular history. We know what Ronald Sanders' The Lost Tribes in Promised Land. We know we got the Apocrypha, which is part of the scriptures, which is the general proof, and all that we actually need, We got the book Indians or Jews. I forget the author of that. We got the book Indians or Jews. So many different references that's out there, you know. Or when it comes to the Southern Kingdom, you know, and us being the last ones to come over here. Well, why is it that over there in the west coast of Africa, and according to the book Hebrewisms of Africa, that we had our own separate communities and we spoke Hebrew on that side, man? You know. So how can people say that we're not who we say we are when the facts prove otherwise? Why? Because people will always rather go with the popular opinion, and things like this can seem so far-fetched to them, so mind-blowing. That's why the scriptures say, talk about, you know, that our salvation is going to be more than all they look for, because they're not expecting, you know, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to be rising up within those chariots. They're not expecting us to be raised up with the power of the Lord. They're not expecting that the Lord is truly our power, because of the lowly state that we are in, because we're slaves in this present day captivity, because they esteem the people of the Lord to be people with money. They esteem the people of the Lord to have substance, to have a nation, to be better than what we seem to represent as a nation. Because why? The Lord got the curses upon us. And that lets you know that people are truly ignorant of the laws of the Most High and the things in which the Most High have put upon the children of Israel. Because if you follow things to a T, you can clearly see things for what they truly are, and not what people would want to make them to be, or what people would rather them to be. Okay? Because the Lord dealt with us from the foundation. And it tells us what? In Amos, the 3rd chapter, and you only have I known above all the families of the earth. Therefore, I punish you for your iniquities. And according to the curses, the Lord said that what? If we didn't obey him, all these curses would pursue us. So right now, common sense will tell you that the Lord's people has to be in a cursed state. They have to be down and out right now. That's self-explanatory. Or where did the Israelites just fall off the face of the earth? Did they just fall off the face of the earth? You got all other nations and tongues still here upon the face of the earth. They may just be going by different names, more modern day names, which Esau put upon the people according to Genesis 49 and 11, right? Because their inward thought is that their house would continue forever. They have to name their lands after their own name, you know? So Esau changing up the names, trying to throw people off of prophecy, doctrine, and different things like that. But you have the Greeks that still exist, right? You have the Romans that still exist. People still live in Rome, right? What we consider Romans. You know, Romans were mainly Edomites, right? But the people that inhabited that land before them, you know, were of Japheth, going we could date that to the Etruscans and things like that, right? So if you still have certain nationalities of the scriptures there and still in current and in modern day times, where did the Israelites come from? Where did we fall off to if we're no longer upon the face of the earth? And then you got people want to say, oh, it's spiritual Israel, the Lord dealing with spirit. What sense do that make? The Lord is dealing with people in the flesh. It's all about the spirit, but the Lord is dealing with a certain people that he died for in the flesh. Okay? Because Paul said he wished that he would accurse as Yahushua did for his brethren, his kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites. So who are they today? More so the reasons why we are who we say we are. And you can look up all of the different things, the mannerisms, the culture of our people back in ancient Israel unto this day, and you can still see that we hold certain customs and certain things that are just embedded within our spirit to do naturally, because what? We always practice the law. Hence, why does Esau eat his meat rare? Hence, why do we eat our meats well done? What? Because we get sick, and also because what? That was unlawful for us in ancient times to eat things with blood in it. You know? Why do all these other nations eat rat, cat, dog, and Esau inject you with all type of different things like this. Why? Because they're amongst the heathen. The Lord didn't give them the same type of laws that he gave us to govern the earth. The Lord gave us the laws to govern ourselves and to govern the earth. Okay? So you got to look at all of these different facts and points of views of history and different things like that to be able to put the pieces of the puzzle together. All right? Because this Bible is one big mystery in which people just can't seem to understand. Why? Because that's how the Lord wanted to put things like that, because he didn't want everybody to get it, because it's not meant for everybody. It's only meant for the few, the chosen, the brave, those of us of the hopeful elect. That's striving for that perfection within the Lord every single day, man. You know? But we are who we say we are. And brothers have done countless videos, you know, throughout the internet, you know, up on YouTube to prove that actual fact. And I've done various amounts of videos going into the different Hebrew tribes over there in Africa. Hence you have what? The Igbo tribe. You know, hence you have what? The Igbo tribe. Okay, which still practice Hebrew customs unto this day. They still practice Hebrew customs unto this day. All right? Going into the Ashanti. The T meaning what? The people of. And the Ashan of Ashan, because what you had the land of Ashan and the land of Judah. All right? And when you look up the Ashanti people, you know, and the breastplate that they had, the breastplate separated them from other nations, because all nations wore a breastplate, but what made our breastplate different? That it was separated into 12 pieces, 12 stones that represented the 12 tribes of Israel. That's what made the difference. That's what made the difference. And when you look up Ashanti, a lot of them were Benjamites. You know, it was still scattered Judah and Levi in the midst of them, but a lot of them were Benjamites. Okay, a lot of them were Benjamites. Hence the colors that they represented, and hence the colors of West Indians and Jamaican to this day. They represent the same colors that they had over there in West Africa, which is what? The black, the green, and that yellow. They represent the same colors. The same colors. So a lot of them West Indians over there, they came from what? The Ashanti tribe, a lot of them. You know? Otherwise, why would they still have those same colors? It's not out of coincidence. And when you look up, you know, the facts of things and the names and different things, and from where the people of Ashan were brought, a lot of them were predominantly brought over what? To the West Indies by the British. Okay? And this is all fact. This is all fact that people can go and look up and research for themselves. But the average person won't want to do it because they don't want to believe it, because look who it's coming from. It's coming from their enemy. And they know that we're their enemy, and they just don't want to face the truth, man. You know? And it's all different references throughout these scriptures, throughout the earth, to prove we are who we say we are, you know? So, you know, I just hope this segment was edifying. And I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to Lek out there doing this work of faith and labor of love and true sincerity. Shalom.